Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we dive into a powerful and explosive statement shaking the Middle East. Qatar's Emir has openly declared that Israel is a rogue state, deceiving its own people. This bold claim has already stirred outrage in Tel Aviv and beyond, and it's raising tough questions about Israel's policies, regional diplomacy, and the future of the Palestinian struggle. Stay tuned, because this story connects politics, war, and truth in a way the world cannot ignore. Qatar's Emir, Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad al-Thani, is known for his careful diplomacy and measured words. But in his latest speech, he abandoned restraint and delivered a blunt message: Israel is nothing short of a rogue state. According to the Emir, Israel's leadership is deliberately misleading its population, feeding them illusions of security and superiority while committing systematic oppression in Gaza and the West Bank. His statement marks a significant turning point, because rarely has a Gulf leader spoken this openly. This bold declaration isn't just rhetoric. It reflects Qatar's increasing frustration with Israel's actions and the failure of the international community to hold it accountable. By calling Israel a rogue state, the Emir placed Qatar firmly in the camp of outspoken critics alongside Turkey and Iran, while many Arab states remain silent or hesitant. But here's the big question for our viewers: do you think Israel is really deceiving its people, or is this just political theater? Comment below. We'll feature the best responses in our next video. When Qatar's Emir used the term rogue state, he invoked one of the harshest labels in international politics. A rogue state is generally defined as a nation that acts outside international norms, defies global laws, and destabilizes entire regions. By applying this to Israel, the Emir is accusing it of breaking every accepted rule of conduct, from human rights to international humanitarian law. This isn't just about Gaza bombings or settlements in the West Bank. The Emir implied that Israel has built its political narrative on deception, convincing its citizens that it's under constant existential threat while hiding its role as an occupier. Such language resonates deeply with Palestinians and their supporters, but has infuriated Israel and its allies. For Israel, being branded as a rogue state could erode its legitimacy on the world stage. Unsurprisingly, Israel's leadership was quick to respond. Officials in Tel Aviv dismissed the Emir's comments as baseless propaganda, accusing Qatar of spreading lies and fueling anti-Israel sentiment. Israeli media framed the Emir's words as part of a broader campaign by hostile nations to delegitimize Israel. But Israel's defensiveness only adds fuel to the controversy. Critics argue that if Israel is confident in its democratic image and security policies, it should not be threatened by words alone. Instead, the harsh rebuttals may signal Israel's awareness that international perception is shifting, and accusations of rogue behavior are harder to dismiss in the wake of mounting civilian casualties in Gaza. Qatar has long played a unique role in the Palestinian crisis. It provides financial aid to Gaza, funds infrastructure projects, and often mediates between Hamas and Israel during ceasefires. By openly labeling Israel a rogue state, the Emir has gone beyond quiet diplomacy to public confrontation. This marks a departure from Qatar's usual balancing act, where it maintains relations with both Western powers and Palestinian groups. The Emir's words could signal that Doha is no longer willing to act as a silent middleman while Israel escalates its actions in Gaza. Instead, Qatar seems prepared to stake its political identity on being the loudest Gulf voice defending Palestine. The international community is watching closely. While Israel's Western allies, particularly the United States and several European nations, are likely to dismiss Qatar's remarks, others may quietly echo them. Countries in the global south, as well as Muslim-majority states, could use the Emir's words to bolster their criticism of Israel at the UN and other platforms. Meanwhile, Arab states that have normalized relations with Israel under the Abraham Accords face an awkward dilemma. Should they stand by Israel or acknowledge the growing anger in their own populations? The Emir's bold language places pressure on Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Bahrain to clarify where they truly stand. Perhaps the most controversial part of the Emir's statement was his claim that Israel's own citizens are being deceived. He suggested that Israeli leaders create a false sense of security by presenting themselves as victims, while hiding the consequences of occupation and aggression. For Israelis, this accusation hits at the core of national identity. Many genuinely believe their state is under constant existential threat from hostile neighbors. But if their leaders are manipulating this fear to justify military dominance, then the deception is not only immoral, it could also destabilize Israel from within. The Emir's challenge forces Israelis to question whether they are living in truth or illusion. The Emir's outburst also highlights the silence of other Arab leaders. While Qatar, Turkey, and Iran openly condemn Israel, countries like Egypt, Jordan, and the UAE prefer quiet diplomacy or neutrality. This silence, according to critics, only emboldens Israel to continue its policies unchecked. By branding Israel a rogue state, Qatar has put these nations in a difficult spot. Their people often sympathize with Palestinians, but their governments maintain close ties with Washington and prefer stability over confrontation. The Emir's bold stance may either inspire them to speak out or isolate Qatar further in regional politics. No matter how Israel or its allies respond, the humanitarian reality in Gaza speaks louder than words. Thousands of civilians continue to face bombings, shortages of food, medicine, and electricity. Entire neighborhoods have been reduced to rubble, and hospitals are overwhelmed. The Emir's words carry weight because they are rooted in these visible tragedies. Calling Israel a rogue state is not just a political jab, it's a moral indictment. It's a call to recognize that silence in the face of suffering makes the international community complicit. The world cannot ignore the reality unfolding before its eyes. The Emir's statement could have unpredictable consequences. On one hand, it may escalate tensions between Qatar and Israel, potentially straining Qatar's relations with Western allies. On the other hand, it could push global leaders to confront the hypocrisy of supporting Israel while condemning other rogue states. Diplomatic fallout is inevitable, but whether this sparks meaningful action or more political theater remains to be seen. What's clear is that Qatar has drawn a red line, and the Emir's words will echo in future negotiations, UN debates, and media discussions around the globe. Qatar's Emir has thrown down a challenge to the world. Will you continue to treat Israel as a normal democracy, or will you confront it as a rogue state deceiving its own people? This bold statement may be a turning point in Middle East politics, forcing nations to choose sides in a conflict that no longer allows neutrality. And now, it's your turn. Do you think the Emir's words will spark real change, or will they be drowned out by Israel's powerful allies? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear from you. And if you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more deep dives into global politics and conflicts. Hit the bell icon so you never miss our latest updates. Disclaimer: all content in this video is for educational and informational purposes only. We do not promote violence, hate, or misinformation. Viewers are encouraged to verify facts and use the information responsibly.